Book 1, Chapter 12, Wholeness. We all enter the classroom eager to get started on our project. The teacher asks us what we should name this event. He says, what represents an event that will better the community and bring people together to enhance everyone's well-being? We all sit in silence for a moment and I say, it sounds like love. Everyone starts laughing. I guess it isn't what they expected to hear. The teacher asks everyone to settle down and then asks me, what do you mean, Finnan? I am now red in my face, very embarrassed about what I have blurted out. Finn, I think you are on the right track, and when everyone hears your thoughts, they will agree that love is what stands behind our actions. I sit. I look at him with an expression that begs him not to let me speak, just to move on to hear other ideas. Finn, he says in a gentle manner, why did the word love come to mind? I take a deep breath. I look at Italy, the brightness of the yellow. From somewhere deep within, I just speak. Love is what we all should be. I hear some snickering from the back of the class. But what do you mean, Finn? My teacher keeps probing. I just mean that if everyone could see that we all hold love from within, there wouldn't be any wars and there wouldn't be any bullying, for one would never treat someone poorly if love was behind all their decisions. The class is silent and I continue. Love would bring peace. It would bring people together. It would have prevented my dog from being tossed away by his previous owner, and would have prevented the young girl from getting all those stitches in her chin. I've obviously said something right, as my teacher starts to clap in a slow manner, and to my surprise, the class joins in. Before I can take another breath, the class is clapping at what I have said. Okay, the teacher shouts in a vibrant voice. Love is the theme. Love is why we're doing this event. So what can we call this event? Ideas started flowing. We can call it Love Day, one girl shares. Another says, Love for the community. Good, my teacher replies. A third voice says, why don't we just call it love? Just love. Everyone stops to ponder the word. Will people know what the event is about if we just call it love? My teacher asks. Perhaps not, a voice gently says. Okay, let's put our heads together again. Ideas start to flow once again. My teacher gets out the chalk and starts to write all the suggestions on the board, just like when we had planned what we would do. I can see the word love over and over, used in so many different ways. At one point, the teacher stops writing. The ideas stop flowing, and we all just look at the writing on the board. I feel good. Have I started all this? Have I created love class without having an actual love class? I am excited to think that even the bullies in the class are talking about love. A day of love is the suggestion that stands out the most. A day of love, the teacher says. I think the title represents what we are doing nicely, and perhaps our goal can be to keep the theme each day, not just for one day. We all sit back, and it is like the sun is shining down on each of us, that the clouds have pushed aside to allow the sun to seep into the windows, to share with us that we are just as brilliant. We shined when we talked about love, and now the sun shines on us all. So, from this moment on, our event titled A Day of Love is being created. Everyone is enthusiastic. Everyone wants to help and participate. Everyone wants to be kind to another. For you can't have a day filled with love and not feel love in your heart. I go home and do my usual chores and walk Sky around the block. As I am walking, I start to think about the lady who had sat with sadness as she read her letter. I wonder if she'll be there today. When Sky and I turn the corner, the bench is empty. My heart is a little disappointed because I know how she really likes Sky Charles, and that he really liked her. We walk past the empty bench and just keep on going. Sky is moving much more quickly. I think his legs are healed. I think he is very happy with his new home and his new family and his new boy called Finn to walk with. Supper is ready when I get home. What a great feeling. Now supper is love, and having a family to be with is also love. Everyone gathers around the table. My little brother is rambunctious. He always brings a toy with him to the table. He used to sit in a high chair. Now he sits on a booster seat. It was much easier, though, when he was in a high chair, because now he always wants to get down to pick up all the toys he has dropped. He isn't allowed to play with the toys when we are eating. Our supper time is a time when we all visit. My sister has been quiet the last few days, and my parents ask her if everything is okay with her. She looks down at her plate and says, "I'm not that hungry." "Why not?" Mom asks. "This is one of your favorite meals." "I know," she replies, "but maybe I'm getting fat." "Fat?" my dad says. "What would make you feel like you are getting fat?" "They called me fat in class today." My dad says, "Do you think you are fat?" My sister replies, "No, I wasn't even thinking about it until they started to tease me." My dad sighs and ponders. My mom says, "Please eat your dinner. You must eat regardless of what is said in haste." My dad goes quiet. I can tell he feels badly that people have been making my sister feel badly. "This wouldn't happen on Love Day," I say. Everyone stops and looks at me. What is Love Day? Well, the project we are working on to better the community is called A Day of Love, but I like to call it Love Day. A day of love, my mom asks. What will everyone be doing? It's going to be a bake sale, sporting event, and a talent show, and everyone can bring their families to participate. Remember, Mom, I asked if you could make your famous chocolate chip cookies. She smiles and says, "That's if your father doesn't eat them all first." We all laugh, and my sister has eaten everything on her plate. My dad says, "I don't think it is me that eats all the cookies. Finn and his brother do a really good job too." My sister starts to laugh. "No, Dad, it is you that eats most of Mom's cookies." He grins and says, "And that's why I married her." My mom is blushing. You can tell they have Love Day every day. My mom shares with my sister, "You know, sweetheart, when you look in the mirror, always tell yourself that you love who you are. Always look into your reflection and see the kindness of who you are. Know that there is more to us than the body which we travel in." I think about that. Am I different than my body? My mom continues, "When you can see the brilliance in yourself, it won't matter what anyone thinks. And when you can see the brilliance in the other, that is calling names, you will know exactly who you are." Everyone thinks about what my mom has just said. Does it make sense to anyone? For some reason, I understand that we are much more than the opinions of others, that we are one with all, and that each of us inside, no matter what our body looks like on the outside, we are all the same.